So today we're going to talk about the inspection, which is a major part of the home buying and selling process. The inspection typically takes place within 10 days of going under contract, and it is typically paid for by the buyer. The buyer will, oftentimes with the help of the buyer's agent, will select an inspection company and ask them to go out to the new property, and they will, for a fee, of course, they will inspect the property and they will look at all the major systems in a home. And that is everything from, they look at the roof, they look at the HVAC, they look at the plumbing and the electrical, they look at the foundation, they look into the attic if there is one. They look at pretty much all the major systems, plus the one thing that they do is they will always run the dishwasher because dishwashers have such a high chance of leaking and ruining floors and basements and that kind of thing. So those are some of the things that are looked at in the inspection process, and those are just some of the things. And once that is done, the inspector will create a report that will list out the level of importance of anything that they have found in the property, and sometimes they even make recommendations as to how to correct it or what needs to be done, or what standards are. The other thing that is done, they also do radon tests, and they also do sewer scopes oftentimes. And if the inspection company doesn't, they'll hire someone to come out and do that for them. But those are all some really important things that need to take place during the inspection process. And the one thing that I will say is if you're working with a really good listing agent, they're going to stress the importance of the sellers being very, very transparent about what they know has been an issue in the house. It could be anything from they replaced the HVAC system 3 years ago, or they know that there was a plumbing leak at one point that was addressed and corrected, and they're going to provide receipts for that. And it could be something as simple as there's a wasp nest that happens every summer in the backyard that tends to be a problem, or a really loud barking dog. Those are the things that really need to be disclosed, because regardless of whether the seller thinks someone's going to find out about it or not, typically in an inspection, it's going to happen, it's going to come out. So they really should be addressing that. And then there are no surprises for anyone, the seller or the buyer. Once the inspection report has been completed, then the buyer and the buyer's agent are going to sit down and they're going to review the major things that need to be addressed. And the buyer's agent will create an inspection objection, which basically lists the things that they are asking for the seller to take care of. Most people aren't going to list absolutely everything on the inspection report because the odds of someone taking care of that are probably slim, but they're going to ask most likely for the major issues. Then the seller is going to sit down and review what they've been asked for and determine what they're willing to pay for. And then they'll have the inspection resolution. Once the inspection resolution is signed by both parties, then they're going to have, the seller will hire the contractors to come out and take care of the things that have been noted, unless on the inspection objection or resolution it says that they'll offer a concession for those items. So those are typically some of the things that take place during an inspection, and lots of other things can come up and happen, but if you have any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you.